Good morning, everybody. I spent the last semester at the Boston Ability Center. This is Frankie. He greets everybody who comes to the Boston Ability Center. The Boston Ability Center is located in Wellesley, and it was founded in 2010 by Janet Wade, who also is the director, and the general practice manager is Melody Ryder. It is an outpatient pediatric wellness center, and there are very few centers like this that offer many services to patients. They offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, feeding group, Move to Talk, Girls Power Hour, and Karma Kids Yoga, which I will be talking about more later. Most of the time people want to know who comes to the Boston Ability Center. A lot of the children have physical disabilities, chronic illnesses, and a majority have developmental delays and/or autism. Torticollis is mostly in infants, and it's when one side of their neck is twisted or tighter than the other side, and they're kind of looking at the world at a sideways view. And you want to fix that before they reach 9 months so that they don't have other developmental issues, and also they can get sensory and tactile dysfunctions as well. Most of you probably don't know that much about cerebral palsy unless you learned about it in biology. But the definition of cerebral palsy is a group of non-progressive, non-contagious motor conditions that cause physical disabilities in human development and sometimes in body movement. Rett syndrome is mostly, I see them in kids who need language and speech therapy as well as occupational therapy. And it's a disorder in the nervous system that leads to developmental reversals, and especially in expressive language and motor control. Autism, the definition that we use at the Boston Ability Center, is a developmental disorder that affects the brain's normal development of social and communication skills. And a lot of the children that we see at the Boston Ability Center also have sensory and tactile dysfunctions. This is Jan with the patient. I chose the Boston Ability Center because of its dedication to its patients and their well-being, and also its innovative and creative therapy methods that I'll talk more about later, and its mutual goals between the clinician, parents, and patients. Also, I really enjoyed that their slogan is making fun and function go hand in hand. So this is a picture of the gym, and as you can see, we have a lot of equipment for the children to use. We have a tree house, and we have a zip line, and a jungle gym. So this past week, I actually got to build these two structures at the Boston Ability Center because we were replacing some of our equipment. And so I built a Barbie dream house and a little play kitchen for Amy, who's one of our speech therapists. And she used them as a type of role playing, getting them to really talk about kitchen materials as well as other things that they need to know. So physical therapy at the Boston Ability Center is very different than what most people think about when they think about physical therapy. You think of sports injuries or I guess pulled muscle. But at the Boston Ability Center, we really try to get children to have the most strength and range of motion as possible. And children come here who have developmental delays. So I can give you an example that most people can roll around 4 to 5 months of age and crawl around 6 to 7 months of age. And hopefully they're walking soon after that. But a lot of children, especially our little infants, need to come here to learn how to walk up and down stairs or walk in general. And then we also see children around the kindergarten age who learn to skip and jump as well as gallop or riding a bike, which are all very important to have around the kindergarten age in first and second grade. We also do orthopedic measurements and fitting. So these are walkers that a lot of children come to the Boston Ability Center, and eventually we try to get them walking on their own. And we also do orthotics and knee braces. And I have a picture of torticollis and what it looks like. This is the ball pit. It's one of our favorite things to do at the Boston Ability Center. Occupational therapy is fine motor skills, so raise your hand if you can write with a pencil or pen. All of you. A lot of the children who come to the Boston Ability Center do not do this. They also need help with gripping or gluing or cutting pieces of paper. Sensory motor skills include feeling and body awareness. Most of you can tell where you are in the universe, and a lot of children who come don't really understand that you can't bump into other people or other objects because you could get injured. Also, we work on visual motor skills, which is catching or cutting a piece of paper. And next two subjects I'm going to talk about are my two favorite things about the Boston Ability Center. We have a feeding group therapy, which allows children to be introduced, explore, and broaden their food palate. So this was actually last week's feeding group lineup. We started with the veggie sticks and then worked our way through carrot and pepper slices, and then we went to oranges and then orange yogurt. And it's really hard to find orange yogurt. It's either peach or orange, or you can use food coloring. Also, we ate strawberries and then apple slices, then bananas, and then we ended with grape juice. And then my next favorite thing was the sensory integration and praxis test. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of what that is, because I could actually do a 20-minute presentation on just that. It's a 4-hour test divided into two 2-hour sessions. There are 17 sub-tests which evaluate sensory processing defects related to learning, behavior, and motor difficulties. The SIP also measures visual, tactile, and kinesthetic perception, as well as motor planning. There's a 20-minute parent consultation to review and how the clinician recommend what type of therapy the child needs. And then a 5-page evaluation with SIP scores, interpretations, and recommendations. This test is not covered by insurance, and it's really expensive because it is a very long and taxing test for both the student and also the clinician taking the test, because you're not allowed to give any feedback during the test, so you can't say good job or you need to work on this throughout the test, and you have to be very kind of rigid about everything, and everything has to go in a precise order. So this is the waiting room. As you can see, it's a very kid-friendly place. We try to make it as friendly as possible, and most children who come to the Boston Ability Center don't really see it as a therapy. They more see it as a playtime where they get to play with new equipment and play with their, new friends. So speech therapy, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with. I spent most of my time working with the physical therapist and occupational therapist. But children who come to the Boston Ability Center normally have autism or Rett syndrome, Williams syndrome, childhood hypoxia of speech, or developmental delays. We also have simple sign language at the Boston Ability Center to our children who don't really speak. A lot of them will eventually learn how to speak, but the only two that I learned was more and all done. So one of the reasons I came to the Boston Ability Center was their creative therapy. So we used a lot of shaving cream with our children who don't like new textures, and that was very fun to play with, but very messy. We also do a lot of finger painting. Some of the children, at first when they come, only use paintbrushes or sponges, and our goal is to get their hands a little more messier and used to touching other types of liquids and solids. We also do a lot of art projects. This is one of them. We painted the children's feet and had butterflies. It was our Mother's Day project. We also have other fun equipment like scooter boards and cones. Our physical therapy kids make obstacle courses that can involve jumping or the zip line or going through tunnels. Thank you so much. These are all the people who work at the